Jackpot, cha-ching. So you got a house, you inherited a house without a mortgage. Beware. In this episode, I'm going to talk about what happens if you inherit a house without a mortgage. So congratulations, you have inherited a house without a mortgage. I'm going to talk about 8 things you must absolutely know about and do when you inherit a house without a mortgage, and some of the things that might not be so obvious. All right, number 1, and not so obvious for most people, is you've got to pay Caesar. I mean taxes, like property taxes. That is one thing, even if the house is paid for, you must absolutely still pay for the property taxes. The fastest way to figure out what the taxes are owed, you can go online to the county treasurer's site or the tax collector's site. And then if you don't want to go online or you don't have internet access, give them a quick phone call. Give them the address. Say, hey, I just took ownership, or I just inherited this house. I want to see if there's back taxes. I want to make sure the taxes are being paid and how much they currently are and when the tax bill is due. Because after a certain amount of years of you not paying the tax bill, someone else will pay it, and they can actually do what's called a redemption, or go after that deed, or foreclose, basically, in other words. If they pay long enough, like Colorado is 3 years, once they pay for 3 years, they can go after that property and take it from you. Next is homeowners insurance. More than likely, if there's no mortgage on the property, there's probably not homeowners insurance. So you want to be prepared to self-insure if you plan on not keeping it, or not actually getting homeowners insurance. Self-insure is basically, if the house burns down, hopefully you've saved enough money to rebuild it. Most of the time, that's not going to be the case. So I love to have insurance on all of my properties, especially if there's a house on it, because if it's being rented out or if it's vacant, someone just goes and trips and falls and breaks their leg, they can actually sue you. Or if the house burns down or someone moves into it, aka a squatter, and kicks all your walls in and vandalizes the house, I want to have a way to completely be able to pay for that, and I like to do that through insurance. Now, are there some houses that we self-insure that are paid off? We have done that, but I don't like to do that very long. Number 3, are you in an area where you need air conditioning, or an area that's high humidity like Florida or Louisiana or Georgia? You want to absolutely make sure the air conditioner is kept on to at least 80, 81 degrees maximum. That way that air is actually circulating each day, because mold will grow in this house, and these houses completely just implode on themselves if you don't allow air conditioner to run in them long enough. Hey, I'm definitely interested to hear if you've ever inherited a home without a mortgage, or even inherited a home. I'd love to know your experience, and if any of this would have helped you, please drop that in the comments below, and also smash that like button for me. Number 4, heat. Are you in an area where you have to actually have, heating on, because it gets so cold that your pipes and the toilet water will absolutely freeze. And once things freeze, they start to expand. So they expand the pipes, and when they thaw out, the pipes have expanded and may have hairline cracks or little pinholes in them, and it sprays all over the place, and it will actually flood your house. So the heat is very important. I like to keep it about 59 degrees or so, and I like to open the cabinets, because you got to get that heat in the crawl space in these places like that, because once it gets below 32 degrees, it can freeze your pipes and just do catastrophic damage. And then if you don't have insurance either, oh, you're in big trouble. All right, number 5, how long are you planning on leaving this house vacant? Because if it's going to be vacant for probably 6 or more months, and you're in a cold weather environment, or maybe it's cold all year round in this area, I would probably look into winterizing this house. Basically, this means is you have set everything where it's winterized, where there's no water in the pipes, it's completely blown out of the pipes, and that way you don't have to worry about keeping the heat on. This is one way, if you plan on leaving the house vacant for a long time, I would recommend doing that. Most of the time, I try not to have my houses vacant more than a few months, so we always keep the water in the lines, and you want to keep that water moving through the lines. Once a week at minimum, go through and flush those toilets, turn the valves on, and let the water run through the line, because you want to keep the water moving. You don't want anything just sitting, because that's how houses just deteriorate from sitting. All right, number 6, you want to keep that lawn mowed and the snow shoveled. You don't want to give the appearance of the house just being vacant. You want to keep up its appearance and make it as if someone is actually living there. So shoveling that snow during the winter, mowing that grass, keeping the garbage picked up out of the yard. A big telltale sign is when mail accumulates in the mailbox and it's falling out of the mailbox, because once you give that the appearance that that house is vacant, you have things like people like squatters. They'll move into there and be able to live there for free, and it's very hard to get them out without an eviction. All right, you want to make sure the house is secured. All doors are locked. You don't want just people to be able to come and go as they please, because that is another way to invite squatters to live in your home. What is a squatter? That is a person that needs a house, or a homeless person that is actually not paying to live in your house. And once they have received mail there, or they set up a mailing address, or have lived there long enough, you actually have to go through an eviction process. And it is very, very difficult to get people out of your house that are squatting in it. So you want to make sure the house is secure. That way, if they break the door down, now they're trespassing, and you can remove them with the sheriff rather than having to go to court. And 8, finally, if you have any broken windows, you need to get these things boarded up and get the window ordered immediately. I never ever like to leave boards on my houses, or ever like to see boards on vacant houses very long, because that is another guaranteed way to show that your house is vacant. So I look at boarded up houses as a temporary solution to get that window covered during the winter time, or during the high heat or the rainy season. But I want you to get those windows replaced, because again, you're inviting squatters to live in your home for free. All right, I've given you a list of 8 things you absolutely must do, and a lot of this might be very stressful to you. You might be thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have the capacity to go and mow the grass or shovel the snow, and I can't afford the heat. I'm in an area where it's like cold all the time. I personally buy these inherited houses from people all the time, and we come up with solutions to get the back taxes paid, to get the broken pipes repaired. So if you're looking for a home buyer that could purchase the inherited house that you have inherited, give us a call today. Actually, go to our website, zekbuyshouses.com. Again, that's zekbuyshouses.com. It's on the screen. Fill out the property form, talk to me, Chrissy, or Jen. We'd love to hear your situation and how to help you through it. And we might even buy the house from you, and we buy in all 50 states.